Right, welcome back everybody to another hair tutorial after a long time of not doing one because I finally, well, kind of mastered this really difficult hairstyle on my straight hair for a hairstyle that's for the most part intended for people with wavier curly hair, but I managed to figure out how to do it on my particular straight hair. So I'll show you guys the method that I do today. I will be doing an elephant's trunk or a jelly roll, and the general shape of the hairstyle we're doing today, on my particular version, because my hair always parts on this side, it's a natural part, I'm going to part it twice. Like I'm going to do double parts, one over here and another on the right side, one on the left, one on the right. And for the top, it goes up and over, and it meets down into, falls into a curve at the center. So that's what we're going to do today. So we just came out of the shower with clean and wet hair, completely degreased, and it's still kind of wet right now. It's not exactly dripping wet, but it's damp. This is what I recommend when you start with this hairstyle. No buildup whatsoever, no, just completely clean and just fresh out the shower and still wet, because we're going to do some blow drying here, and we really need to blow dry it into the shape you want. That's the most important thing to do, because the general shape, once you blow dry it in, kind of actually it provides the basis for the hairstyle over here. So first of all, I'm going to use this pre-style over here, which is Lockhart's Enigma. It's a volumizing cream, and it's a bit like a cream tonic in some way, that it's it allows my hair to go kind of where it wants to go and soften it up a little bit, while also providing a lot of volume, and it's heat activated. So this is what I use before blow drying, and kind of acts as a heat protector as well. You wouldn't want to weigh your hair down. That's why we're going to use just a little bit today, about not more than half a pump. I use that much, and we're mainly going to apply it to the top of the hair. Now, if you use a little of this stuff, it feels a little invisible, which is why you're not sure if you use enough product. But once you hit the blow dryer, that's you can really see the effect. Now I'm just working it in, and now let's get to the blow dryer. Like I said, blow drying to the basic shape is really important. So we're going to start the center and do a swirling motion like this on one side, just up and over, and repeat for the left side as well, on the right side. So on the left, up and over, right side, up and over. For the sides, straight back, straight back, straight back, up and over, and go a little forward if you can. Just gonna start by slicking everything back. And by the way, for the tools, I use this particular brush over here. I don't know what kind of brush it is, or what it's called. I'm not really an expert in hair tools, but I found this at a cheap drugstore and it works really well for gripping the front of my hair. And this is the most important styling tool in this whole tutorial. I'm gonna turn on the blow dryer right now. Should be enough blow drying. And right now we're going to apply the product for the top of the hair. So the general rule over here is we have grease in the sides, and on top you want a water-based product such as gel. Some people use gel and hairspray, but I prefer to use an orthodox water-based pomade, a gel-type pomade. And in this case, today I'll use Fire and Brimstone water-based by Lockhart's. If you know Lockhart's Paradox, the exact same thing, but this one is a little stronger in hold, just slightly stronger and a different scent, but otherwise it's basically the exact same thing, and it works really well because it doesn't harden and it feels very natural. So we're going to start with one scoop. You wouldn't want to apply too much product initially because it's easier to add than to subtract. We're also going to add a little bit on the sides as well. I'm going to add the grease later on the sides. So we'll start by applying the product all over first. Put a little water in there so it's a little smoother to style. Just gonna add a little bit more for the top. And that should be enough water-based pomade at the top. And we're going to slick everything back and form our parts on both sides. So like I said, if you see my executive contour tutorial from quite a while back, it's one of my first videos, I've normally select my hair back and find one of those comb lines to form my part. I normally use the wide tooth end of the comb, and I'm going to do the same for the other side. I don't part my hair on this side, which is why it's going to be pretty difficult. It's not going to be the straightest thing ever, but as long as the part is not the most important thing in this hairstyle. So we don't need to worry so much about that. Okay, now for the top. Here we go. We're going to swirl both sides until they meet in the center. I think it's time for me to use this brush over here. So let's swirl both sides using a brush. And my part is gone. You see, this is what happens when I do a part in an area of my hair that is not really trained to do a part. So you gotta bear with me a little. Now this is the most tedious part that you should really get right. So you have to swirl everything. I think it's easier to use a comb in this case. You just use a comb to swirl everything up and over until they meet the center. Basically, imagine you're doing like a pompadour, but you're just doing a ridiculously high one. You're swirling it on both sides. While you're styling with it, I also find it useful that you blow dry with the brush to go in this direction, so you can ensure if you're like me, where one area of your hair can part and the other is unparted, you can just go ahead and this part always goes flat all the time, so you can just blow dry while styling it and just do the up and over motion. Now switch back to the comb. This hairstyle is actually really time consuming, so make sure you do have plenty of time on your hands prior to going out. If you want to do this hairstyle, which is why I never really do this hairstyle, and I plan to only do it during special occasions such as music festivals. Particularly, I go to a lot of rockabilly shows, so yeah. And if you blow dry, you might as well want to restart your part again. That's how tedious this hairstyle is. You're gonna have to do a lot of stuff over and over again. Up and over, till they meet at the center, and then you try your best to part it down the center. Parting it down right now. And while I'm doing this, I'm combing this side over, the unparted side over. And we have so far basic rolls, but the front is looking pretty bad. We still have some hair sticking out. We want them to look really curly as possible. Now it's time for me to take my brush and I'll just put it in front of my hair and tease it out a little bit. And while I do that, I fix the rolls on the sides. Somehow, if you use this brush, your hair will look a lot more curlier than it should, which is what you want. As you can see right now, I'm starting to get the general shape over here. And just keep on doing this while you're happy, until you're happy. So once again, for the top, you part it on both sides. You go up and over, and you part it down the center with a comb, and then you take your brush, and you tease out the front, and while you do that, you also fix the sides as well. And I'll just keep on doing this until I am satisfied with a result. And now for the purpose of saving time, I'll just probably speed it up. Alright, I think I'm quite satisfied with the front. It's looking nice and curly. Just keep on teasing it with the brush. That's the main trick to making it look curly. Which is why I said it's pretty much the most important styling tool in this whole tutorial. And now for the sides. Like I said, we're going to put some grease in it. You want some oil-based pomade, which is really nice and tight. A lot of slickness to it, so I'm going to use Lockhart's Goon Grease today. I won't take too much, just a little bit, since we already have a bit of the fire and brimstone on the sides as well. I'm just going to go ahead and comb back using the narrow tooth end of the comb. And that should be it. That's how it's done. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fix my hairstyle again until I'm satisfied, until I show the final result. But this is basically how you do it. So, water-based pomade on top, up and over, meet in the center. Switch between the brush and the comb until you're happy. And you just form like a little part down the center because you want it to curve down front. And to make the front curly, you tease it with the brush. And that's pretty much it. And oil-based pomade, grease on the sides, and comb it straight back. So that is it. I'm finally satisfied with the result of playing my hair a little bit more. And this is what it looks like under the proper lighting. You can see that there's like the double rolls and the double part. And it all just meets down the center. Nice and curly. Alright, so we reached the end of this video, and it's definitely not my best tutorial because I was stuck in a little. I'm not too used to this hairstyle because this is just one of those hairstyles you can mess up really, really easily. You need quite a lot of time in your hands because anything can go wrong. So you just have to be, make sure your hair is in its best condition as possible. You have to soften your hair a little bit if necessary, maybe use a conditioner or a tonic, like an oil-based tonic to soften up your hair if you want to take extra measures, because the softer your hair is, the easier it is to style. So you might want to make your hair as soft as possible in order to get the best hair to style this. If you like this video, if you enjoyed this video, learned quite a lot from it, please leave a like, subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon to miss a single upload of Squinty Show, and I'll see you next time on the Squinty Show. Now for the full effect. Leather jacket. Ready to go.